Evening, guys. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing great. Today we're going to be looking at the market, seeing what's going on, and possibly in gold, in indices. Let's just see what the market is saying in general. If you haven't been here before, welcome to the channel. And to disclose before we begin, this is for educational purposes only. This is my own personal outlook to the market. And I am not saying, you should follow exactly what I'm saying. All I'm just saying is I have a unique way of looking at the market and it works personally for me. So previous results cannot guarantee future results. Yeah. So let's begin. We look at what we call COT report, Commitment of Traders report. This report is released once every week um, by CFTC based on Freedom of Information Act. And this information shows us what the big boys in the market are doing. The big boys such as the commercials, and we have the non-commercials, which are some banking, banking institution, hedge funds, and some small banks, big banks, and all. But what we mainly look at is the commercials. These guys are like producers of gold, for example, or users of gold. Let's say Samsung, Apple. You buy your gold for your devices and all of that stuff. We tend to look towards them because they're really the market movers, while the banks and institutions are more like speculators. So what we look at is the changes, what changes they have over time. So we can see commercials, they're going short, right, at the moment. They've added 23,000 new positions to the short. Now, we don't just say because they've gone short. I mean, long means buy, short means sell. Now, we don't just say because they've gone short, we want to also go short with them. What we tend to do is we utilize a secondary tool, which we call seasonality. I'm just going to open that in a new tab. Seasonality, what seasonality does is it shows you if we're currently in the buy or in the sell season or even the consolidating season of a specific asset. So this time around, we're looking at gold and we're looking at what type of season we're in on gold. So we're going to go to today's the 18th. So we're going to look at 18th. And here, what we have is a 47.15 and 5 years average of gold, right? So we have the 47 years average compressed into one chart, into the yellow lines, and then the 15-year average into the brownish type of line right here, or reddish brown, whichever you call it. And we have the 5 years and the blue right here. So what we tend to do is when all three correlates together, when they line up together, like here, for example, only then do we look into going into gold long. And if that is also in alignment with the COT. And then there's one more tool to pinpoint the exact date, which is the probability. So currently right now, we're looking at the 18th. So I'm just gonna zoom in, all right? Let me just zoom in a little bit. So we're currently looking at the 18th. So this is 19. 18th is today, 19. Market's already open. So let's say 19 tomorrow, for example. It's looking like all three are pointing towards the long side. But if you look at the COT report, COT is telling us short. So now if you're looking at COT on its own, you might be like, yes, I want to go down, let's sell it, because a lot of these big boys are selling it. But then these big boys don't win 100% of the time. They're the market movers, but sometimes they lose, right? That's how the market is fair, right? But they win majority of the time. So in order for us to make sure that we're on the right path, what we tend to do is mix theirs with the seasonality, and it both aligns together because seasonality is the season, you know. So it's something that reoccurs. If we look at the seasonality chart for gold right here, to reset that, you can see over time in the past 5, 15, and 47 years, around July, gold tends to go up. You can see right there, right? Around January, also it tends to go up. All three correlates. So if you're mixing this with the COT report, it becomes a very powerful tool very quickly. Super powerful, right? So now when both of them don't align, we don't take that asset. So for that reason, we're gonna let this asset go. So we're not gonna do gold. Now I tend not to look into FX as before anymore because the more you implement your trades on robots and all of that, you need something more stable. And if you check the percentage rates of FX, you have swings between, -2% to +7%. In extreme cases, 11% in a year when an asset is crashing or it's literally growing a lot more. So you have to choose a more stable asset if you're looking for bigger longevity in the game. So especially when you're using robots and you can be sitting down 24/7, you need something that is more stable. So personally, for me, I choose indices. We're still looking to get some seasonality for these grains and livestocks and some of the other metals like silver, for example. But at the moment, we have the ones for S&P 500, for example. So let's look at S&P 500. You see the commercials are going long on S&P 500. So the same thing we'll do is we'll go to seasonality, but this time around, by the way, if you want to have some of these tools, you can go to business.demempire.co.uk, and that would give you access to these tools. Just go to the pricing page and you can purchase these tools and have access to them. So we're gonna go to stock indices seasonality, and we look at the S&P 500, for example. So right now from the S&P 500, it's saying long, right? From the 13th, right, saying long. So every Tuesday, the COT report comes out. Sometimes it lags, but what we can see is it's saying long, and we go here. I want to look, are we in the season for long as already specified by the COT? So I'm just going to zoom in again. The concept is the same, but this time it's 5, 15, and 37 years. So, but we want all three to align, right? So what we're saying is, today with that long, we might get a good long going, but ultimately you'll have a pullback. The best time to go long is possibly around here, 23rd, but we can still scrape some of these guys, right? Now we know S&P 500 is looking like a long. I would say this is a medium risk trade, but what we can also do is to solidify, we'll come here and look at probabilities. Because some of the time, for example, if he says long and it's on a Saturday, you then get confused. Should I go in on the next Monday or should I go in the Friday before? This is where probabilities come into play. Oh, so this is probability for FX. As you can see, there's like a bunch of FX here, but we also have probabilities for indices. So I'm going to go to indices probabilities. We have for stocks as well. So we look at S&P 500 for 2024. And we look at August. We have this all the way to December, right? So we'll look at the August one. Look at August 19. What is the gameplay? So according to this, August 19, we have a 55% chance going long, 62, and then 55, then 55. Now, this isn't 100% as you can see, which is a game of chance, but you stand a better chance of winning, here than if you're in the casino playing roulette, for example, or if you're playing any of the casino games. They always have like 51%, 52% edge. Over time, if you play like that against the house will always win. So in this case, we are the house in this case. If you play the higher percentages, over time, your wins are going to be more than your losses. So we know that we have a 55% chance of going on Monday, a 62% chance on a Tuesday. So because of the type of traders we are, we trade long-term trading. So, or we call investing actually, not really trading. What we can do is we can go in on a Monday. COT is telling us to go long, right? Probability is telling us to go long. And if I'm not mistaken, seasonality is also telling us to go long on the 19th, but we have to watch out when we get to the 21st, right here, according to seasonality. So if we look at S&P 500, so far year to date is giving us, in the past 1 year, it's given us 25% return on investment, while year to date is giving us 17%. We still see this is going to most likely go higher, but what we can see so far in the month is dropped by 0.99%. But in the week, it's been up, and in the month and the last 3 months has been up. So all indicators are pointing towards buy at the moment. Then what you do is you do your support and resistance, all of that stuff that you need to do for the technicalities, and then you also go long on this. Now, because I use an EA, I'm just going to leave my EA on, and then the EA literally finds the position for me and locks the position in profit for me, So we don't really do much from my end. So that's an example of how you use the tool, guys. Now, when you use it on high assets like this, for example, S&P 500, or even gold, for example, the ones that have the highest, what do you call it, return in the year, yeah, like gold at 32%. You can see that big jump, for example. I can see why the CO2 report is shouting short. This is 4 hour, by the way. This isn't daily. But if we look at it overall, you can see the jump. It's the highest point it's been so far. Yeah, so I can see why the CO2 report is shouting short. But we cannot risk the short on gold at the moment, mainly because it's not in full alignment. But from technicals, if you're just a technical person, you can see, for example, that you will have a support region right here, right? So most likely gold is going to retrace backwards down here, hit that goal high. But we're not adventurers. We don't want to play any adventure games right here. I'd rather stick with my S&P 500 that everything is pointing towards long for than sticking with the gold, right? Even though the S&P 500 has seemed to go long for a while, but if you know from its traits, it tends to go long, consolidate a little while, go long again. That's what's been doing. And you can see when he left here, it just kept going and going and going and going and going until it hits a bit. So, and if you look at it, it's gone 0.20%, and gold has gone down 0.14%. So they're literally mimicking the CO2 report. You can see that CO2 report saying we should go long, it's already going long. CO2 report saying going short, it's already going short. But you don't know how long that's going to last for. You get it? So that's why it's good to use the probability CO2 report and then use your seasonality. Then you top it up with your technical analysis, and that should give you a more refined outlook to the market. Yeah, something more streamlined, something more beautiful, and something more that will give you more peace of mind rather than the old ways that you're gonna I want to know everything. You understand? Okay, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this session. If you need to know more, there's information in the description. And if you want to know more about these tools, the seasonality, the COT, the probability. I know a lot of you guys like the probability. You like the casino ways of looking market. You can always go to the website business.demempire.co.uk/pricing, and you can literally get your membership there. Or there's a link in the description somewhere there that will take you to that. So thank you guys for tuning in, and catch you in the next one. Peace out, yo. Godspeed and stay dangerous.